Hello, Harlan family. This is Dr. Castile. We're going to kick off our Goodnight Harlan this year, and I'm going to try to read some chapter books this year. In the past, I've read a book that could be read in 4 or 5 minutes. I'm going to try to read chapters each week, and I know our teachers are also going to come, and staff members they're also going to come to read each week to you. But I'm going to try to read some of my favorites. Scout's not with me; she normally is in some of our videos, but she's already asleep tonight. But these books can be read at night. And listen to parents on phones, tablets, before children go to bed, or they can watch them during a small group session at school. So this is just an opportunity for them to hear read alouds. Remember, read alouds are very, very important for young elementary children to hear. So I'm going to kick off with Junie B. Jones, first grader, and this is written by Barbara Park. And we see Junie B. Jones here. It looks like she's writing or hiding, maybe, behind her first grade journal. And this is illustrated by Denise Sprunkus. So she is the one who draws these amazing pictures. She's the illustrator. So there's lots of books by Junie B. Jones. There's some that are listed. And we're going to move on up to, it says that this book, the author wrote this book, says, "To my almost sisters, Kathy Keffer and Marlene Day, you're simply the best." All right, there's our table of contents. It tells us there's 8 chapters, so that means that students, you get 8 weeks of this Junie B. Jones. That's like 2 months. That's going to be a long time. It's going to be hard to find out what's going on with Junie B. Jones in first grade, but I'm pretty excited. This book's got some really cool things. And there's Junie B. Jones. Looks like she's doing what? That's right. Looks like she's thinking. Do y'all ever put a pencil to your chin like that and say, when you're thinking about something? That's good if you do that. All right, first grade. This is chapter 1, first grade surprises. Thursday, dear first grade journal, yesterday was the first day of school. It is new here. Today my teacher handed out these journals, and he's making us write in these dumb things, only I don't even know what to write. My teacher has muscles and a mustache. Uh-oh, like Junie B made a mistake. That's okay. She fixed it and got it right. But his name is Mr. Scary. He made that name up, I believe. I'm not even scared of him, hardly. From Junie B, first grader. And I put down my pencil, and I looked at what I wrote, and I did a sigh. I would like to go home now, I said to just myself. Shh, said a girl named May. I'm still trying to do my work. There's Mr. Scary. And that looks like May, who shushed Junie B. May sits next to me in the back of the room. I do not actually care for that girl. And just then my teacher stood up at his desk, and his mustache smiled real friendly. "Okay, boys and girls, you can stop writing now," he said. "As I told you earlier, we will be working in our journals quite often this year. In fact, it won't be long until your journal starts to feel like an old friend." I rolled my eyes at the ceiling. "What kind of old friend looks like a dumb notebook?" I said. "Shh," said May again. "You shouldn't talk while the teacher's talking, Junie Jones." I looked at her real annoyed. "B," I said. "My name is Junie B. I have mentioned that to you before, May." I leaned in closer to her face. "B, B, 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 B," I said. After that, I slumped in my seat and I put my head on my desk. And I peeked at the other children who sat near me. Their names are Herb and Lenny and Jose. I did not know them from a hole in the ground, and I did another sigh. First grade's not what it's cracked up to be. My room is named Room 1, and it is. I was nervous when I came in here yesterday. That's how come Daddy had to come carry me all the way to the room. 'Cause my legs felt squishy, like squishy jello. He put me down outside the door. "Well, here we are, Junior B," he said. "First grade at last." My stomach had flutterflies in it, and also my arms had prickly goosebumps, and my forehead had drops of sweaty. "I'm a wreck," I said. Daddy smiled very nice. "There's nothing to worry about, Junie B. I promise," he said. "You're going to love first grade. Just think, there's a whole room full A brand new friend's just waiting to meet you." He ruffled my hair. "Are you ready to go in now?" he asked. Are you ready to begin your first grade adventure?" I looked at him a real long time. I quick spun around and I zoomed down the hall as fast as I could. And Daddy zoomed after me. He caught up with me speedy quick and he carried me back to class. Only this time, he carried me straight into the room. As soon as he put me down again, I hid behind his legs. 'Cause that place was a zoo, I tell you. There were people everywhere. There were girls and boys and mothers and daddies and grandmas and grandpas. Plus, also, there were drooly babies in strollers. Then, all of a sudden, my whole mouth came open. Because good news, I finally saw someone I knew. I jumped up and down and all around. "Daddy! Daddy! It's Lucille," I hollered. "Remember Lucille? Lucille was my bestest friend in kindergarten last year." Lucille was standing at a desk next to the window, and I ran to her in a jiffy. And then I hugged and hugged that girl because I couldn't even stop. "Lucille, Lucille, it's me, it's your bestest friend from kindergarten, Junie B. Jones." I tried to pick her up. "I'm so glad to see you, friend," I shouted, real joyful. And Lucille pulled my arms off of her. "Stop it, Junie B, stop it," she said. "You're wrinkling my new back-to-school dress. This thing cost a fortune." I stopped hugging her, and Lucille smoothed and fluffed herself, and I smoothed and fluffed her too. "There," I said, "good as new." And after that, I grabbed Lucille's hand, and I started to pull. "Come on, Lucille, let's go find two desks together," I said. "I think we should sit near the door." "Want to, huh? If we sit near the door, we can stare at people who walk down the hall." And Lucille yanked her hand away. "No, Junie B, no, no, no. I'm going to sit at this desk right here," she said. "I already picked it out with my two new friends, Camille and Chanel. There they are." And she pointed at the door. "See them over there?" she said. "I met them before you came, and they are saying goodbye to their mother. Aren't they precious?" I looked at Camille and Chanel, and guess what? My eyes popped right out of my head because wowie, wow, wow. Those girls were twins, that's why. I sprang way high in the air. "Twins, twins, they're twins, Lucille. This is our lucky day." I pulled on her again. "Come on, Lucille, let's go touch them. Hurry, hurry, before a line forms." Lucille did not budge a muscle. "Stop it, Junie B. Quit pulling on me," she said. "Camille and Chanel don't want to be touched. And besides, I am their new best friend, not you." And I looked surprised at that girl. "Yes, but I can be their bestest friend along with you, right, Lucille?" I asked. "All I have to do is meet them, right? And then all of us can be bestest friends together." Lucille shook her head. "No, Junie B, I'm sorry. But you and I have already been bestest friends, remember?" she said. "We were best friends for a whole long year, and now it's time for Camille and Chanel to get a turn." She did a shrug. "It's only fair of me," she said. "And besides, their names rhyme with my name, and yours doesn't." She wrinkled her nose very cute. "Camille and Chanel and Lucille. See, isn't that darling?" And after that, Lucille gave me a pat. "Don't be sad, okay?" she said. "You and I can still be friends, Junie B, just not on a regular basis." After that, she waved her fingers, and she said, "Ta-ta," and she skipped to Camille and Chanel. All right, Falcons, we're going to read next week, Chapter 2, More Surprises plus Herb. So tune in next week for Junie B. Jones, first grader. Y'all have a great night, and good night, Harlan.